Yep, this is what all us motorcyclists dread. It's wintertime. And if you live somewhere where you get winters, sooner or later, it's going to be too dangerous to ride. When it gets to this point, I have to keep myself busy, either planning trips for the following year, buying new gear, just going over gear, see what worked last season. Uh, and then some of my favorite things to do are watch motorcycle movies. So I'm going to give you my top 5 favorite motorcycle movies to watch during the wintertime when you can't ride. And let me just also say that my movies are actually going to be documentaries and docudramas. I'm not a big fan of fictional motorcycle movies. I find them corny and hokey. I think I just have one on my list that's actually fiction, and the rest are nonfiction. That's either a true story or based on a true story. So I was only going to do 5, but I have to add a 6th one in because I got to put Easy Rider in. It has to make the list. It's like Stairway to Heaven. It got so many generations of guys wanting to ride motorcycles across the country. So Easy Rider is going to come in at number 6. It was released in 1969, but it has staying power, I believe. The younger generation, I think, will still dig it. It stars Jack Nicholson, Peter Fonda, Dennis Hopper, a young Tony Basil, which you may remember from the song "Oh Mickey, You're So Fine," and Karen Black. And this will be the only fictional movie on my list. So everything else will be either a documentary or a docudrama about a true story. Number 5 on my list is The World's Fastest Indian. The true story of Burt Munro, a New Zealand man who spent 20 years modifying a 1920 Indian Scout that he purchased brand new in 1920. He first set speed records in New Zealand and then traveled to the Bonneville Salt Flats in the United States to win multiple speed records, some of which still stand to this day. Number 4 is the documentary Why We Ride. Why We Ride is an adventure into the world of motorcycling told by the famous racers, passionate riders, and everyday families who live each day to the fullest on their two-wheeled machines. It also has a couple of my heroes, 2 of the earliest known overlanders, motorcycle overlanders, long before YouTube. In late 1973, sponsored by the Sunday Times, Ted Simon began traveling around the world on a 500cc Triumph Tiger 100 motorcycle. For 4 years, he traveled over 64,000 miles through 45 countries. Most accounts from his trip are detailed in his book, Jupiter's Travels, which was also the name of his motorcycle. As of this video, Ted is 93 years old. My other hero in this documentary is American Dave Barr, who lost both of his legs in the early 1980s in the military. But that would not stop Dave Barr. In 1994, Barr set a world record for riding a Harley-Davidson 83,000 miles around the world, including a 13,000-mile Atlantic to Pacific segment across North Europe and Siberia. The bike that Barr used for the journey is currently on display at the AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame in Pinkerton, Ohio. Number 3 is the El Diablo Run. Now, this is a run that they have from California down into Mexico once a year, and you may find quite a few of these on YouTube. I'll leave a link below because the one I'm speaking of is professionally produced by Lowbrow Customs. It's an hour and 2 minutes long. I believe it's from 2011, but like I say, I'll leave the link because there's quite a few other YouTubers that are putting El Diablo runs up now. And here you see the route they take. They come down into San Felipe, stop for the night, then over to Ensenada, and then back up to California.
Yeah, I got this hat in Sturgis, man. That place sucks. Fuck that place. Everybody's trailering their bikes in, you know, shiny. They pull them off the trailer. They're riding around in shorts. That place is broke, dick. But you come on this deal and everybody's riding these fucking rat bikes, breaking down, fixing their shit on the side of the road, crashing. Nobody's caring, man. It's fucking awesome. All these guys coming from Jersey, people from Canada, coming down for this, man. It's killer. No bad attitudes. Everybody's got each other's back. So, you know, it's perfect, man. It's killer run.
You know what? When it comes to El Diablo, there's only two things I gotta say. I plead the fifth, and it all comes off in the shower.
Number 2, Himalaya Calling, overland to the highest passes in the world. This is a 4-part documentary following adventure rider Eric Peters and his buddy Alain. They are German, and the documentary is filmed in the German language, so if you're going to rent it or purchase it, make sure you get the English overdub version. I actually purchased it. It's 4 episodes. Each episode is nearly an hour long. They start in Germany, go through Romania, Turkey, Kazakhstan, China, Tibet, India, Pakistan. It's amazing. I really enjoyed it. I own it, and I watch it at least twice a year. Number 1, The Motorcycle Diaries. This is the true story about when a young Che Guevara decided to take a motorcycle trip through South America. You may know Che Guevara from later in life when he hooked up with Fidel Castro and became a revolutionary, but this movie is nothing about that. This movie follows the motorcycle trip he took with his friend Alberto Granada in 1952 on an old 1939 leaking and sputtering, backfiring 500cc Norton motorcycle from Argentina up to the top of South America, an epic 8-month journey. Che, born into a wealthy family, would be deeply affected by the poverty he would see on this trip, setting in place the path he took later in life to become a revolutionary. Let me also say that this movie is in Spanish, so unless you speak Spanish, you will need English subtitles. However, I own this movie, and let me tell you, the subtitles don't take anything away from the movie, the humor, or the spiritual pilgrimage that this trip was for both of these young men. And there you have my top picks for the winter when you can't ride to keep yourself busy. As you can see, we got plenty of snow in northwest New Jersey. And luckily I have Ronnie the neighbor on his quad and plow hooking me up here.
How many cases of Bush is going to cost me? How many cases of Bush is going to cost me?
As always, thank you for watching, and if you'd like to support this project, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back soon.